Executives at major firms like Pfizer, Novartis, and Merck are hunting for deals, hoping to add promising drugs to their pipelines and replenish sales before top-selling products lose patent protection. Here to discuss is the author of that piece, Jared Hopkins, along with our very own Meg Terrell. It's great to have you guys both here. Welcome. And Jared, I'll start with you. How close do you think we are to Big Pharma pulling the trigger here?
Well, we could be close. A lot of these big companies are sitting on big piles of cash. Pfizer, right, has about $36 billion in cash because of its product sales and sales from its COVID vaccine and its COVID therapeutic. These companies, Pfizer, Novartis, Merck, they have big holes to fill in the coming years from top-selling drugs that are going to come off patent and going to need to be replaced and replace those sales.
Sure. Meg, where would you say the clock is ticking most loudly? I guess, which companies face the biggest patent cliffs?
Oh, well, that's a great question. So Merck, of course, has its giant cancer drug Keytruda, which is expected to start losing patent protection probably in 2028. So that's going to be massive. We also know that AbbVie is already starting to lose patent protection on Humira, its massive drug. And so we've already started to see competition come into the marketplace there. And Jared reported in his story today that AbbVie has lifted that $2 billion self-imposed cap on deal making. Those are two big ones. But Pfizer, of course, as Jared was just talking about, they've got all that revenue from their COVID products, but they also have a massive drop-off in comparative revenue because COVID isn't generating as much money for them anymore. So they have made this pledge to add a ton of revenue by 2030 through M&A. I think it's $25 billion in revenue, and they're about 40% of the way there. So they're going to be doing more. The challenge, of course, is are the right targets out there for the right prices?
Jared, if I looked at Pfizer, Novartis, and Merck, what one at a time are they looking to fill? What are they looking to fit into their lineups?
Well, Novartis has a big hole to fill coming from its heart drug, Entresto. So they could be looking for cardiovascular drugs. They're looking for neurological drugs and some various pipeline fills there. Pfizer is looking for what's called early to mid-stage drugs. These are drugs that are earlier in development that haven't been approved just yet. They have recently done some deals for approved drugs. These came through the acquisitions of Global Blood and from Biohaven, which got it to a migraine drug. Yet, because they have said that, hey, there are the sort of the profile of businesses that have this mix of approved or late-stage drugs might not be out there that fits within the company where they could add value, they're looking earlier stage now. If you take a company like Merck, they're looking to fill a hole of oncology pipeline. They're looking at neurological. They're looking to fill with where they have a vaccine business too. So these companies are all sort of looking a little bit running the gamut.
True. Mm-hmm. Meg, is there so from the investor's point of view, if it sounds like these deals are imminent and some of these biotech companies historically aren't cheap, do investors typically reward these deals? I mean, do they have to make these investments in the hopes of that next big hit? But what's the reality of how well they do typically?
Yeah, that's also a good question. I think that generally the perception is that these massive deals, these mega mergers, which we haven't seen in a really long time, when Merck's buying Shearing Plow and things like that, we haven't seen those happen. Pfizer tried to make that bid for Allergan years back. That didn't end up happening. So we haven't seen the companies make those huge deals, and those probably aren't liked as well. What the street and what the management teams are signaling they're trying to do, and the street is looking for, is deals that will add sort of near-term revenue. And if they're going earlier stage, they might be doing licensing deals, or those are pretty small deals. They don't move the needle, and they don't necessarily affect the stock price of the acquirer as well. I think what's going to be really fascinating to watch also from the valuations perspective for biotechs is, do some of these mid to larger cap biotech companies that have been perennial takeover target names like BioMarin, like Seagen, which was rumored to be in the crosshairs last year, these are 20 billion plus market cap companies. If those start to get acquired, that's going to move valuations for the biotech sector in general. Whether that actually rewards the buyers, though, will probably depend on the valuations, what they pay.
Exactly. We'll leave it there. Thank you both very much today. We appreciate it. Jared Hopkins, Meg Terrell on what could be a busy year.
Yeah, very interesting.